Welcome on. We bring you to a slick scene on the point. Rain creating abundant atmosphere here in Charleston, South Carolina, where tonight's match is presented by MUSC Health, exclusive healthcare partner and provider of the Battery. And on the evening, the home-sided Battery see their path converge with Sporting JAX for a first-of-its-kind tie in the USL Championship. With Ken Levicka, I'm Peyton Gallagher. Ken, as you take a look at the table, both these squads stuttering out of the gate a little bit. Charleston currently in the 4th seed, though, above the playoff line.
Yeah, Charleston Battery, it hasn't been pretty. It's been a stumbling start, but able to grind their way to tied for 4th in the table. All things considered, based on the roller coaster, good shape.
Absolutely, both these teams struggling for offense, but Miguel Berry, the number 9 of the Battery, off the schneid last time out, and the Prince Tires USL Cup got his first goal in the colors.
And he got it early against Loudoun United. The best thing for a goal scorer is to see one finally hit the back of the net. If he can get going, this attack gets better, Charleston starts to take off.
Ryan Edwards will be the man trying to stop him today for Sporting JAX.
He has played 4 matches. He's already 3rd on the team in duels, 3rd on the team in duels 1, 4th in aerial duels 1. He made such a significant difference, and he's a big reason why the defense has fortified over the last 3-4 matches.
Now with more on the pulse of Charleston Battery, we check in with Izzy Sullivan.
A bit of a rough patch with losses to Rhode Island, Brooklyn, and then a draw to Tampa Bay. Last week's road win over Loudoun United was huge for the Battery, snapping them back into winning ways and hopefully giving them some momentum going into tonight. In that match against Loudoun, Miguel Berry scored his first goal of his Battery campaign, which was bound to come sooner or later, given that he leads the team in USL play and expected goal rating with 2.84. So hopefully that opens the floodgates for him. Then the hero of the match, defender Graham Smith, scored the match winner in the 2nd minute of stoppage time. So huge for the boys. 2 players got up on the scoring charts. After the game, head coach Ben Pierman told us that yes, they did hit a rough patch, but actually during that stretch, their performances were solid. They just couldn't get up on the scoring charts. So getting 2 in against Loudoun and in dramatic fashion was huge for them. Now the focus is to use that positivity to perform at the highest level tonight.
Thanks for that, Izzy. Table set for a key clash in the Eastern Conference. Charleston Battery and Sporting JAX for the very first time. Can Sporting JAX find their first win in club history? Charleston Battery trying to find the top gear. We find the answers when we return.
"30 years of covering the Low Country, I know what your home means to you." Hi everyone, I'm Dean Stevens, and when it comes to heating and air or plumbing needs, I call Fix It 24/7. Why? This team is old school, do things the right way, they care. Whatever it takes to get the job done. I've seen it firsthand and why they call it legendary service. Nothing but the best for a legendary city. More than 500 5-star reviews, and I'm obviously not alone in how I feel. The next time you need service, go to fixmyhome247.com and click the Book Now button.
I think that music is a kind of magic. As a therapist, I have seen firsthand what music can do. And because of my lottery-funded life scholarship, I was able to go to school and turn my passion for music into a career that helps others. And that is pretty magical too.
Better support means a better South Carolina, and a better South Carolina means a better you.
Return to the field. Score the winning shot. Beat your personal record. Team up with MUSC Health Sports Medicine for all your sports-related injury care and rehabilitation. MUSC Health is the official sports medicine provider for your favorite local teams. From semi-pro athletes to weekend warriors, our sports medicine team provides state-of-the-art injury prevention, treatment, surgery, and rehabilitation for athletes of all ages. Go where the pros go. Schedule an appointment today.
30 years of covering the Low Country, I know what your home means to you. Hi everyone, I'm Dean Stevens, and when it comes to heating and air or plumbing needs, I call Fix It 24/7. Why? This team is old school, do things the right way, they care. Whatever it takes to get the job done. I've seen it firsthand and why they call it legendary service. Nothing but the best for a legendary city. More than 500 5-star reviews, and I'm obviously not alone in how I feel. The next time you need service, go to fixmyhome247.com and click the Book Now button.
The rain has stayed away for kickoff between Sporting JAX and Charleston Battery. For the home side, the starting 11 for Ben Pierman trying to get this front group out of the mud a little bit. This is the starting squad for Ben Pierman and the Battery.
So for Charleston, 3 changes from the Rhode Island loss. The last time we saw this team in league, that 4-0 defeat. 4 changes from the Loudoun United victory in the Brinks Tires USL Cup. Malik Foster going to get opportunity on the wing tonight. This is a big chance to show that he can be a part of the attack.
And for the visitors, Sporting JAX, Liam Fox in his first year at the helm of this club in their first year of operation, pretty banged up, trying to find the right mix.
Yeah, trying to find the right mix is the correct way to put it. There's a lot of mixing and matching in the midfield. Jacob Evans, he enters tonight, trying to fill some of the gaps with the injuries.
Any kind of offense would be welcomed for the Floridians. They have not scored in their last 4 games in all competitions. It's been 419 minutes since Sporting JAX found the back of the net, again in pursuit of their first victory on the men's side at the senior level. Charleston Battery, unfamiliar for them as well, with some of the hiccups in their early going in the season. Failed to win in their last 3 USL Championship games. We are up and underway here at Patriots Point once more with Ken Levicka. I am Peyton Gallagher, and this is the USL Championship.
Now, these conditions, first and foremost, are what you have to focus on here tonight, because if this is a slippery, uneven surface, if things are a bit sloshy, that obviously is going to benefit the team that's had the toughest time scoring.
Sure.
Sporting JAX, if they can be in a grinded-out situation, that's best-case scenario for them.
Liam Fox was adamant that the level hadn't dropped at all in terms of the confidence and some of the conviction and the burgeoning ideas that they're trying to develop. They've been close. They've been snake bitten these last couple of games. Late goal from Louisville undid a result that would have been a watershed one for Sporting JAX as well. So some pep in the step despite the early lack of returns.
That's impressive how positive still this club is. Everybody in and around.
And on the front foot from the outset into the box, Luis Zamudio closes thing down at the near post.
Well, that's a little bit of case in point of what the issues have been the last 35 days for Sporting JAX. Unable to find the quality at the moment of truth, but a very front foot start for this side. And that was a really good run. Dina Armstrong in a dangerous spot.
Armstrong coming off a start. The Brinks Tires USL Cup against Miami FC, where he's shown brightly on the wing. That's not going to be classed as a shot on target, but Sporting JAX heading into this one, trying to muster that attack, already causing more threat than they have over the last couple of games where they haven't put a shot on target.
Yeah, Sporting JAX desperately needs to see something cross the goal line. As for Charleston, while it has been up and down, 3 victories, 3 defeats, that draw, they have been steady here at home in friendly confines. And this is what's going to get them back on track, if you can keep collecting 3 points here on your home pitch.
Yet to be beat this year. Those keys were brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Charleston. As breezing one over the bar was the front-footed Jeremy Kelly. He leads the team on the department of shots from outside the box with 7. That's 8, and it's off the mark.
You'll see Thomas Roberts here. This is what we were discussing with the slippery surface and how that would benefit Sporting JAX if they could really just sort of muck this up. But Thomas Roberts lost his footing, and that turned into, while ambitious, a good opportunity for Jeremy Kelly.
Charleston are opportunistic. Ben Pierman, one of the best managers in the division in terms of giving his team answers to the test and having those details down to provide every edge to the Battery as they find the ball for the first time. 3 minutes in now.
Well, think about how odd it is for Ben Pierman. You've got a side that is -4 goal differential. That is the bottom third of the USL Championship, yet you've taken 7 points from the defending champs Pittsburgh and Louisville and Tampa. But you have been routed by Rhode Island, and you've had your issues with teams outside or on the wrong side of the playoff line. Things have been upside down so far.
I think that's maybe a testament to exactly how good the division has gotten
No
on the
doubt.
whole, the USL Championship, but it's a great point. Charleston you get your first points ever, first 3 points at Louisville. That's been a bogey team for them down the years. Give Tampa Bay as good a game as anybody at this point in the year, but then a 3-0 loss at Brooklyn. That Rhode Island game, Kent, Ben Pierman said he felt like the first half was maybe their best of the year, and then it comes undone in the second half. It's just consistency that's been missing for the Battery so far.
Yeah, and you talk about the bogeyman Louisville for Charleston. How about Rhode Island becoming that bogeyman now? Ousting Charleston Battery the last 2 postseasons, and now a 4-0 victory. At some point, Charleston, if they want to hit their goals this year, they're going to have to overcome that that thing that they have with Rhode Island.
Picking up points against a team that has struggled for form so mightily in Sporting JAX would be a good way for Battery to start looking like themselves again, for lack of a better use there. Nathan Messer, one of the new faces in the squad, brought in via transfer from Portland Hearts of Pine of USL League One. Ball out for a throw. Look at the injury report, and Ken, it is extensive both ways. This is presented by MUSC Health.
Yeah, Casilladou is probably the biggest hit right now for Charleston Battery, and that's where Malik Foster has a really, really big opportunity here tonight to come in on the wing to fill a hole, a much-needed hole, and link up with Miguel Berry. If Malik Foster can develop a connection with Miguel Berry, then Malik Foster with the veteran Casilladou out for a significant amount of time, he could be a stalwart in this Ben Pierman attack.
He's certainly got the bona fides within the division at this point. Nearly 150 USL Championship appearances for him. Just passed over 9,000 career minutes last time out in the league against Rhode Island. Some space far afield for Charleston Battery on the break. Worked wide for Miguel Berry, who has the overlap available of Nathan Messer. The league's leader in terms of open play crosses this year, delivers early and wins a corner.
Miguel Berry showing how dynamic he can be there on the counter. The pass is behind him. He's able to pivot, turn, and then spray the ball out wide and continue to make his run to that left post. That is an experienced player, a man who has been there, done that, and he knows what to do with the ball and off the ball.
Pepper Law Firm corner kick coming. Charleston have scored the most corner kick goals in the division this year with 4, and it's something routines. Looking for space is Kelly, who lost the plot in the end. Don't think it was an attempted shot, just a cross that carried wide.
Now that's a good question. What actually was that? So Kelly, he lost his footing at the end there. We're going to be saying that refrain often tonight, I have a feeling, especially as rain continues to fall. But even if that was a delivery, that was not that far off.
It's a well-made point by you. It's a natural grass surface, not far inland here. Some of the natural bedding being sand and less sturdy ground. It just can be a reality when the rain starts falling. The footing is going to be a point of contention throughout the course of the game. That being said, it is a well-manicured carpet of a surface this early point in the year at Patriots points. Miguel Berry unable to make use of it there. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Christian Oliveras. Oliveras has been one of the silver linings of this bumpy start for Sporting JAX. First-year goalkeeper in the USL Championship by way of St. Louis City 2. A fumbling first touch on Husu Landry, who can't lay full purchase to it, but given right back. Miguel Berry can't make it stick. Nothing's blooming on the break, at least momentarily for Sporting JAX, but lapsing out over that far touchline. Here's Ben Pierman. Had a lot to think about this year, trying to groom this group and get them back where they've been pretty much since he took over in 2023.
Yeah, what a tenure it has been for him. The same thing happened in Memphis prior to him coming to Charleston. He is just a winner, and it's a very, very Ben Pierman blueprint of how he wants his attack to look. And he wants creativity, he wants to move straight forward, and he wants to put pressure on goal. And Charleston, in his time as the manager of the Battery, they have been the really 11-man poster children of what's one of the best-looking organized groups in the USL Championship. This is going to come together. We've seen the flashes of outstanding play with Louisville, the win, Pittsburgh, the win, Tampa, the draw. Charleston Battery is going to be just fine.
I think this might be instructive to exactly what the standard is as John Motto makes the foul call. Look here.
Yeah, that's a pretty cut and dry call there as Jordan Rossiter with that forearm to the back.
But just finishing out the point, Battery are currently 4th in the table with a widely remade team. As you look at things with Ben Pierman and exactly how high the bar is, if they fail to win today, it would be the 2nd longest streak since he got there, Charleston, in 2023, that they have failed to claim victory at 4 games. That's ridiculous, exactly how proficient this Battery team have been match week in, match week out.
And let's not forget, too, I mean, Charleston lost 2 of their first 3 last season. They had the 11 unbeaten to start 2024. So it's not as if this is wholly uncharted territory here. I think that the injury bug has certainly hurt Charleston, and sometimes you got to joystick it a little bit, and that's what Ben Pierman has had to settle for. And he acknowledges that as well. He said it's life. This team has experienced life when we talked to him this week. And that's a pretty apt way to put it. Yeah, Haibu, that's dangerous. That is dangerous from Husu.
And will be the first booking of the match. John Motto is the center official today. Josh Lampkins and Ethan O'Hearn running the lines. NJ Tahini is the 4th official. Aponono. Those second balls will be such a telling area of play for Sporting JAX here today.
Yeah, just depending on what the precipitation looks like as the evening goes on, and it is expected to be pretty steady. Charleston wants to build from the back, and they want to be able to distribute from the midfield, but stringing together precise passing in weather like this is a little bit tricky. And I'm not saying that they're going to have to resort to long ball forward.
That's useful. The flag's down for now. Malik Foster off to the races, and now he will elicit the attention of the linesman. Offside. He was called for 3 offsides in their cup match last time out against Loudoun. He only played a handful of minutes in that game, and I think the point there is that he's a player that will test that back line and open that space up.
Well, as soon as I talk about Charleston maybe settling as the weather deteriorates, long ball and chase, a really nice run in development that comes from the defensive midfield. So I'll stay quiet about that for now. But that's nervy for Sporting JAX. And Liam Fox, when we talked with him this week, has been happy with the back end of what his 11 is. It's the top end where the issues have been. You cannot make a mortal mistake, though, because, again, in this weather, coming back from down a goal this early, going to be tough.
Thomas Roberts guiding wide, thrusting into the final third, and that will get a free kick in a dangerous area. It looks like it's just outside the box. Certainly appeared it was outside the area, and I don't think there's much cause for question there.
I really don't know what Jaskalainen and his plea would be there. Obviously, this happened in the box, but I'm with you. At least from our vantage point, that was pretty clearly about a foot and a half outside the area. Yeah, that's definitely outside of the area. Malik Foster with that right foot with the hook.
I'll tell you this, Hosu Landry in for another feisty tackle, already on the booking early. A little bit fortunate there. Now a look at goal. Didn't make its way all the way there. Harvey Neville's in for the tackle, and it's a throw-in for Sporting JAX.
Sporting JAX does not have a first half away goal all season long. They only have 3 shots on target in the last 4 matches. 2 of those matches, they didn't have a single shot on target, and 1 of those matches, they didn't take a single shot. So you've already got the shot out of the way this match. And for now, forget seeing it go into the goal. Just try and force the keeper into some work. And I'm not trying to pull the, poor Sporting JAX bottom of the table. They know how to play this game, but it's baby steps.
Just a hard thing as an expansion club in this division. Ball is given back to Charleston Battery, I believe, for a foul throw, potentially. No, we'll circulate again from the back. Some sort of contact in the mix of things there, but when you look at the inventory of who Sporting JAX have played, for the most part, they've been teams that are above the playoff line currently, or were last year. They've had a really rough schedule to open up the year. They have a bit of defending in front of them. Malik Foster has his cross glanced away, and sprawling to keep it in play. Prevent a corner is Christian Oliveras, and it appears he actually failed in that objective.
Yeah, it looks like the flag went up on the far side. Malik Foster a little bit antsy here in the early going. And there he was able to get on the end of that pass after a poor read defensively, but he was a couple of steps offside. But he wants to come in and make his impact felt right away.
It will be a Charleston Battery corner kick. Nathan Messer, he is a dangerous man from the flag. Prepped and ready. A stir inside the area. Within swing. Pressed into action was Christian Oliveras, who guards the near post with a knuckle. They'll do it again.
Now, Oliveras was not anticipating the curl on that and realized that he was going to be threatened on the near post. Did well to react flat-footed.
Another Pepper Law Firm corner kick. Testing the target early, Charleston Battery. Well-shaped ball. Has it crossed the line? The answer is yes. Battery breakthrough. A calamity of errors in goal from Christian Oliveras, who could not hold his ground, and it looks like Nathan Messer will take the acclaim. Well, it looked like the referee had pointed to the center circle.
It sure did. He was awarding a goal kick, it appears.
Chaotic sequence, maybe a foul was called.
I think that's, you're right, that's exactly what it was. So we'll look at Messer. That first corner was a little bit of a trial balloon, I think, to see if he could put it on target. And that was across the goal line. That looks like all ball across the goal line. But the referee, it looks like he signaled goal kick.
They're going to get a foul.
It was a foul in the box.
But looking at the replay, it did not look like Oliveras was contacted too heavily there.
It sure did not.
Nonetheless, Sporting JAX will take the reprieve off the hook. Charleston undaunted. In behind is Malik Foster. He's brought down. Reaching for the back pocket. It's a red card. Foster making things uncomfortable again. And a sending off early for Sporting JAX.
Sporting JAX has been playing with fire a couple of times in this opening half. That is a great ball and late on the close. And Tyshawn Rose panicked and gets a straight red.
That is a brutal break. And the task becomes monumental on the road for Sporting JAX. Liam Fox and his men have to dig in.
And not even a protest from Tyshawn Rose. He knew it. Malik Foster got behind him a good 3 or 4 steps. And it is off to the touchline for Tyshawn Rose. And man, 18th minute. That really sums up Sporting JAX in the first 7 matches plus this season.
Not much time to lick the wounds either. This is a prime real estate free kick. Now Charleston had 8 career direct free kick goals on their roster a year ago. Those 3 players that authored them, Arturo Rodriguez, Aaron Malloy and JD Torres no longer with the team. So we will see who the privileges fall to here to make the difference just inside the 19th minute. Looks like Miguel Berry and Nathan Messer. Five players committed to the wall. We'll see if Battery might be able to sneak somebody in behind that barricade. Also standing two of their own players. Nathan Messer, never a chance.
This is the problem I have with what Tyshawn Rose did. Obviously, he didn't see Malik Foster making that vertical run. But instead of panicking, he still had time to get onto the shoulder of Malik Foster, in my opinion. And we have not seen Charleston Battery, even with these opportunities, put anything on target other than the corner that Messer delivered the last sequence down the pitch. Make one of these Charleston Battery attackers actually challenge Christian Oliveras. And now you're down a man.
It's a sliding scale, too, with the red card. The later in the game it is, the less actual damage it does. This early in a game, you could really make the argument that a goal is a less harmful thing to concede than to go down a man on the road.
I think there's something to that for sure.
Malik Foster is up to his regular tricks again. That pace causing real problems for Sporting JAX. Battery matches are the perfect place to make lifelong memories with your friends and family. Your group of 10 or more can enjoy discounted tickets, exclusive on-field experiences, and private hospitality areas to catch the match. Visit charlestonbattery.com to learn more and plan a memorable night out at Patriots Point. Fortunately for Tyshawn Rose, it will be memorable for all the wrong reasons. Just recently sent off. Jacksonville down to 10 men now for the duration of the game. It will be a mighty task for Sporting JAX at that, not only defending down the man, but against the team that is the most ball dominant in the division, leading the league. Charleston Battery at this point in average possession share per match.
Well, in the last 35 days, where the goal scoring has completely disappeared for Sporting JAX, the two biggest gut punches, conceding late against Louisville and conceding late against Tampa. And now you're down a man, and you're going to have to play down a man for 3/4 of this match. It's going to be really hard to stay strong and stay impenetrable late in matches. And those are the two ways, the two matches where, man, did that hurt badly. In fact, Liam Fox saying we ate some sucker punches in those matches.
If you're Liam Fox, you're just trying to get those results to bring back to the group and say, see, the process is working.
Yes.
We're getting closer.
Something tangible.
Absolutely. And you're looking at a Sporting JAX team that has not only been defeated in their last 4 games, they've all been 1-0. It's going to be very difficult for them to fabricate a goal here in this one.
That's the tough part. Your defense has done the job, been equal to the task.
Piercing in his Messer, body down in the box, and foul is called.
But that also lends the question now. You don't have the full throttle of your defense here tonight, and you won't have your full back line for the rest of the evening. So the most dependable part of what you're putting on the pitch is now been pierced. How do you react to that with no attack to be found?
That's the thing Liam Fox will be mulling over right now, to see get an extra defender on the field and try and reinforce that group, replacing Tyshawn Rose, who's out of the game, maybe get the balance back there? Or do you press on for the next 5 minutes, try and get something to defend so you can dig in after that?
Yeah, getting a result is obviously of utmost importance, especially on the road against this side. It is just too early for Liam Fox to decide, do I try to play for that point and pack it in, or can we find a way to at least ask some questions? But the last 35 days would suggest there aren't many questions in the pocket.
For now, it looks like they're defending with a back 4. Looks like they maybe moved Thomas Roberts down into left back, and he has his hands full. We'll skip away. Goal kick to come.
Ben Pierman trying to instill some direction from the touchline. Charleston's active. And again, with this slick surface here, it is tough to be as precise as you'd like to be. Man, you've got some horses out there. Husu and Foster, they just take off. They are tough to mark.
Even more emboldened by the fact that there's not a natural defender in their face at this point, with Rose out of the game. Pokemov. Well spotted ball in for Miguel Berry. Ikaza whipping wide. Escaping Lee Foster, who could not get out of the blocks.
Look how far spread out those wings are as well. Foster, and then in support, you've got Husu. You've had Colton Swan, who's hugging the touchline. On the other side, they are trying to spread out, especially now a defensive side for Sporting JAX that has no other option than to play a bit compact. Just based on sheer numbers, and you're right, it certainly looks like Thomas Roberts has moved back in a supporting role defensively.
Messer providing chase to a direct delivery from Joey Apononu. William Fox, who has cut his teeth outside the USL Championship infrastructure in the UK, most specifically in Scotland. Still trying to get the lay of the land in the division. It's a tall order that's out in front of him tactically. He might be the most important player in this JAX party from here on out, trying to manage this scenario.
I think that's pretty accurate. Think about it. You've got the injuries to Traore and Rito, amongst others. You've had a ton of visa issues, getting players onto the roster. And Liam Fox made the point this week, you didn't have your full roster until a month in to the campaign. And for a lot of those players, then that's their preseason conditioning. That is their preseason education. Tactically, that's really difficult to start the year off with your back against the wall like that.
And he didn't shy away from the fact that that's an issue that a lot of the teams in the league have faced.
Undoubtedly.
But the nuance in that is this is one of two new teams in the league. The entire group has not played together, so it is a unique challenge that Sporting JAX face in that regard.
I would much rather have these struggles, though, April and early May than July into August. We've seen plenty of teams get off to dreadful starts, and suddenly you look up second week of August, and they're flirting with the playoff line, or they are above the playoff line.
Kelly in field, Malik Foster turning the screws. Some space out on the far flank. Lifted in, delivery, headed on, and hit home. And it looks as if the flag has stayed down for Colton Swan to make the difference.
The teenager with the goal, and there was some nasty footwork that led up to that feed that was right on the crown of the forehead for Colton Swan. This was a beauty. Look at Husu. Oh, that is nasty. Buckles the ankles. Swan just has to wait for it, and he nestles it inside the post. Husu, prime time. Swan, back of net. Lovely.
Down a man, down a goal. Sporting JAX on the mat inside the first 30 minutes. Second of the year, the youngster, the teenager, Colton Swan.
And in 4 home matches, that's only the second first half goal.
Foul called there. It's a well-made point again there, Ken. Looking at a squad in Charleston battery that last year set the pace in the league for goals inside the first 15 minutes. They scored 11 of them. That hasn't been there for them this year. They've not been playing from that position of strength throughout games, and that's really handicapped what they've been trying to do with the ball.
Well, more like that. And things are going to get a lot more consistent for Charleston Battery.
That will do. Onus falling on the shoulders of the attacking group of Sporting JAX to get back into the game. Dino Armstrong taking that responsibility personally there and winning the throw.
I just don't see where any attacking threat's going to come from Sporting JAX, especially a man down. It's going to have to likely take some piece of individual brilliance, because there's no possession in the attacking half either, like none.
On the twist, a tiny turn. Sweet feet from Jeremy Kelly, who rolls up his sleeves and rocks one right into the shin of a Jacksonville defender. Carroll's back to Emilio Icaza. A lot of gaps opening up. Malik Foster. The captain Icaza. Mikael Berry. Once more unable to tie it down. Again, he has 43 box touches this year. That's the most by any player in the division yet to score in league play. Mikael Berry, he might get another opportunity here. Blowing a tire.
Getting ugly.
Nathan Messer, yeah. It's not been raining for some time now, but the surface just giving way here and there. Searching ball in. It's still there for Charleston Battery. Hunting in packs in the counter press. Punching the gaps is Kelly. Trying to find his bearings is Mikael Berry, and he does so brilliantly. Infield for Malik Foster, who concludes a sweeping symphony of the move with a mighty pop. 2-0 to the Battery. Breathtaking.
That is precise. That is surgical. That is as wonderful a team goal as you're going to find. Look at that first touch. Look at Berry shielding off the defender. Berry, one touch, Foster all by himself, and that is easy. I mean, that is wonderful football. And Jeremy Kelly was involved in two of the more spectacular distributions within that 5-pass sequence. And this is getting out of hand already. And I'll tell you this as well. If you look at the Sporting JAX side defensively, Dina Armstrong is struggling in a massive way. And I don't know if it is the length of his cleats that is causing him to have issues getting footing on this natural surface. But he 3 different times in his own end either had his ankles broken with a piece of good footwork where he doesn't get back defensively quick enough. He's unable to win possession twice. The second time is what led to the eventual goal. That's got to be tougher. You're down a man. There has got to be a sense of urgency there. And I don't know, Dina Armstrong might be injured. But when you look at it back on film, that is not going to be cause for much positivity.
Took a bit of an awkward step there as he intervened defensively as well. He won't get a chance to switch out the boots until halftime. Sporting JAX just trying to do their best to keep their chins held high enough to keep this at 2-0. And Charleston Battery are right back here at Patriots Point on Wednesday, May 30th. As they face off against Detroit City SC. Kickoff for that match is set for 6:30 p.m. and tickets are on sale now. Get yours before they're gone at SeatGeek.com/Charleston Battery tickets. Charleston may be looking for a little bit of revenge in that game against Detroit, who beat them earlier in the year.
But a match, if you look at the numbers, Charleston, you can make the case for the better side, and hasn't that been sort of the common denominator with the teams above the playoff line, albeit early, but they're just a different team, Charleston Battery, when the competition is a bit more stern, and they've not found a way to get the results they want when they are playing clubs that have struggled out of the gates.
That being said, Ben Pierman has to be elated with how his team not only responded against Loudoun getting the late winner, but then when Jacksonville showed them the opportunity, they didn't hesitate and currently have that 2-goal lead.
Armstrong fell again.
Brutal.
His body language right now is slumped shoulders, head down. At halftime, there needs to be some sort of adjustment. And I'm talking about with his boots. He cannot stay on his feet, and it is hurting his team.
Swept away by Oliveras. Shuffled infield now. Approaching the final third as Evans couldn't play that lock-picking pass. Jacob Evans unused as a sub in the last 2 games. Getting the opportunity thrust into action here today. That might be the conduit that JAX might look to play through to get something going here in this one.
I know that Liam Fox will say, you've got to stay true to the plan. And we are trying to, with our attack, refine and then build off of that. But if you're Jacob Evans and this Sporting JAX team hasn't been able to muster a shot, let alone shot on targets, maybe you want to at least press the goalkeeper into having to do something there.
14 goals, 13 assists for him the last couple of years in MLS Next Pro with Carolina Core. One of a couple of younger, exciting attacking 10 types in this squad, and none of them have been able to occupy that creative responsibility at the front for Sporting JAX, at least since they started to consolidate more defensively over these last couple games.
Speaking of number 10 types, Emil Jääskeläinen, I don't recall even a touch from him here tonight.
Failed to have a shot in the last 2 games. We've been talking about that. None on target in the last 3. Only the 1 goal for the striker this year that does like to drop the line and get involved. You're just, as you said earlier, looking for individual players to make the difference at this point. Change the flow of the game. That's a dangerous ball. Armstrong gives it a go, but can't gas up enough to hawk it down. Going for Charleston, taking quickly. Thoughts on the patience on the ball from Charleston since going up the man?
Well, I think now, if you're Charleston, you don't want to take any unnecessary chances. You know in the back of your mind, and Ben Pierman knows it as well, and Liam Fox probably knows it too. This is going to be a pretty perilous, I'm not saying impossible, but really, really tough journey. Sporting JAX to have them get back into this one. And that's the first true time that we have seen Armstrong, by the way, with a sure defensive play here in the last 15 to 20 minutes or so. But if you're Charleston, this is a good time to hold possession. This is a good time to start to try and formulate some shape. You're no longer in a spot where you have to overly create, and don't do anything silly with a slick surface where we have seen bodies do nothing but slip and slide here tonight. Don't give Sporting JAX any way to get a pulse.
Maybe a bit of a jump start here. Slowing dribble out at the far touchline. Neville on the ball, functioning on the right now, started the game on the left. It looks like a throw-in is being prepared. Belonging to Sporting JAX. At Bellevue University, your success is the only thing that matters. That's why they offer education that's designed to help you achieve your next goal. Find out more at degrees.bellevue.edu/goals. Solid passage of interplay from Sporting JAX. Dita Armstrong lining up Nathan Messer, waiting for reinforcement in the area. Does stay between the four lines, and a drag back of Jeremy Kelly. Advantage being played.
Charleston's doing a good job of individual marking. There is no room to operate. And Charleston's also playing deep. And Sporting JAX just doesn't have the weapons right now to make runs that are going to be anything of substance. And right now the 1v1 quality is just not there, especially with injuries abound and players still trying to get into full season condition. It's just not there. It's slow, it's flat-footed.
No Ricardo Rito, no Kieran Sadlier, who scored in a 2-1 friendly win against this very same Charleston battery in the preseason. No Adam Luckhurst. These are all key figures that Liam Fox would have been depending on when drawing up the plans heading into this year.
The thing is, though, you cannot get down, you cannot get discouraged. And talking with Liam Fox this week, he made sure to be clear. He is a glass half full guy. There is optimism. It's how he was raised. It's how he came up in the game. It does him, it does these players absolutely no good if he's going full dictator mode and starting to really turn the screws. That's not going to help anybody, especially with a new team, with all new players, as you pointed out, trying to get a certain comfort level with one another this early in the campaign.
I think the big thing, Ken, is he doesn't have the luxury of changing who he is. Has to present the exact same person he has been for this group. Show them that the results aren't the thing that matters. It's actually the process that's going to get them there. And something to process in the area now. Malik Foster taking it down. Thoughts of a shot from distance. Now it does come off the post and in. All systems go for Charleston Battery. And a powerful punch. Palmov pierces through to make it 3-0.
Well, Palmov was completely flat-footed, and the ball just rolls onto him. Malik Foster does well to work hard to deliver. That takes a deflection off the defender. Actually, that was a really, really good piece of in-close, quick feet. Gave himself just enough room to flat-footed unleash that left-footed shot. Could not have been more precise, could not have been more accurate. Christian Oliveras, he read it, but there was nothing he could do about that. That's a lot of power for someone who really didn't get much of a step into the ball. That's a club left foot right there.
And for a team that had only scored 1 goal in the last 3 matches in the division, they are flying in now. Tilt from Thomas Roberts, who's quickly cut off and cut down.
As many positives as you can take from 1-0 against Miami, where you had your chances. 1-0 at Louisville, where you had your chances. The 3 straight 1-0 defeats that you've suffered, you've been right in these matches. You've played extremely hard. You've put yourself in a position to threaten. It's easy to come off of those saying, we're close, we're close. But these are the ones where there is a post-mortem that feels a little bit different after a full 90. and we're not even into the dressing room yet.
Now everything is tinted by the early red card from Tyshawn Rose. That preceded all of this. That being said, for Sporting JAX 7 games in the league, you've not had the game where both the attack and the defense didn't materialize.
Well said. That is well said. And tonight, you've got neither. Because while the red card made it perilous, Charleston was still finding its way past defenders and into dangerous spots, even before the booking and the ejection happened.
And they're still hungry. Wide eyes and pressing into the box. A poke and nothing more. Are you surprised at all that Liam Fox hasn't looked into his dugout, made any kind of substitution to the group on the field? Down to 10 men, yes, but with so much evidence that things aren't working out. Yellow card to Apononu.
Yeah, I don't know if there was really truly any appropriate time based on what's available to Liam Fox to pull the trigger on any of that. And I think the hope was the defense hang in there, play brave, make sacrifices, and he was trying desperately to get himself to halftime before he had to make moves. But it's a moot point now, and I don't know if any substitutions, say at the half-hour mark, the 35-minute mark, really would have affected much of what we've seen.
Into 3 minutes of stoppage time. A soaring ball in that will test Luis Zamudio. He's gone down and interfered with. Stoppage time is brought to you by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. Soul searching time for Sporting JAX, just hoping that the curtain falls on this frame without incident. Goals first by Colton Swan, then Malik Foster. Pakimov most recently for Charleston Battery. Set the separation, and Nathan Messer, it looked like he was away and free. The ball just outpaced him. You talked earlier, Ken, about the opportunity in this game for Malik Foster stepping in. 45 minutes of work, a little bit more now. Goal and an assist, and he's been the biggest difference. He drew the red card as well.
Well, if the injury time is accurate, at least what Ben Pierman's been told, and Kisiatu is going to be out for 8 to 12 weeks perhaps. That's the early indication. I mean, Malik Foster, this could be a critical next 3 months for him, and what he's done tonight, how lively he's looked, how aggressive he's looked, his desire to get into advantageous areas and attack goal. Ben Pierman is taking massive notice of this.
A lot has been made about what was lost in the attack for Charleston Battery, whether it was the role of Aaron Malloy or the two forwards they lost, Andy Myers and Cal Jennings, Shady Torres. They have added a bunch of talent in that group. There's more depth maybe at this present point. Miguel Perry unable to make something happen there, but we are seeing that depth on display right now.
You know, I keep going back to what you asked me about Liam Fox and what he might have done from a substitution standpoint in this opening half. And again, the defense has been far and away the most competent part of this club over the last 3.5, close to 4 weeks. And I think he thought it could hang in there. And if you wanted to try and give yourself a chance in the attack, it's just what are you able to do? And the answer to that is probably not much.
We'll try and find one. Liam Fox at the intermission. They will bring out the drawing board, Sporting JAX, and assess where to go from here. Much to do. Charleston Battery flying with wide wings into the break here at Patriots Point. 3 goals to the good. Ben Pierman's bunch with wide smiles and toothy grins. We break it all down when we return. Halftime coverage is coming up. Charleston 3, Sporting JAX 0.
The Pepper Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the Charleston Battery, where winners win.
And now, a Pepper Law Firm corner kick.
The Pepper Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the Charleston Battery, where winners win.
Here at the intermission, and Charleston Battery have plenty to celebrate. 3 goals out in front. Also celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Our Charleston Battery, in honor of that holiday, being right around the corner. Izzy Sullivan and goalkeeper Luis Zamudio whip up some guacamole while chatting about Luis's Mexican heritage and what the meaning of Cinco de Mayo really is. Take a look.
Hey everyone, Izzy Sullivan here with goalkeeper Luis Zamudio. With Cinco de Mayo coming up, Luis and I are going to make everyone's favorite Mexican dip, and we're going to chat a little bit about Luis's Mexican heritage, his culture, and what this day really means. So Luis, just to start off, I know you grew up in Las Vegas. Where are your parents from? Give us some background about your Mexican heritage.
Yeah, my family's originally from Ensenada, Baja California. It's right under Tijuana. It's about an hour.
Okay, Luis, so Cinco de Mayo, obviously a big holiday in the U.S., big drinking holiday, you know, Cinco de Drinko. Can you tell us, like, what is Cinco de Mayo really about?
Cinco de Mayo is a big celebration of Mexican heritage, but it's also mostly celebrating the Battle of Puebla. That's the main celebration of it. It was a big pivotal part in Mexican history.
And that's like a small city in Mexico, right?
Yeah, it's like 2 hours outside of Mexico City. Mostly just the Battle of Puebla, that's the actual day, but it's also remembering a lot of Mexican culture and a lot of Mexican history. But don't get me wrong, like, people will still, you know, be patriotic and be happy about being Mexican and celebrate it in some way. Like, you know, just it's an excuse to get together with the family and celebrate something, which we all love to do. Mexico is very big in art, very big in especially food. Very big on food. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know.
How would you describe Mexico in 3 words?
In 3 words, wow. I'm very proud to be from Mexico. That would probably be one. You know, my family and everything. I always feel like when I go on the field, I represent them in some way. And passion. Mexico is, you know, people love their country. No matter where they are in the world, they always try to represent it in some way, no matter who they are, whether they're a soccer player or they're just a regular person. And then another one's happiness. You know, people are just very happy over there, and no matter if they have very little or they have a lot, they're always just very happy to be there and be with each other.
What's the soccer culture like in Mexico?
Soccer culture?
Really
wow.
Big, but, like, talk about it from your perspective from living there.
I mean, I played at Club America, which is one of the biggest clubs in Mexico, and being in they play in every 2 weeks in the most historic stadium in the country, which is the Estadio Azteca. So, I mean, at the time it fit 100,000 people, and even just a regular league game would just be sold out. People would support us all the time. I think it's the biggest fan base in Mexico. Whether you were going through good times or bad times, the people were always there supporting us. Like I said, a lot of people in Mexico don't have much, but you know, the least we can do is give them our 100% on the weekend, because that's what they want to see. Just us give our 100% effort and try to win games for them. Just pour some in here. I think that's good for now.
Wait, that looks.
This is our masterpiece. Right, you go first.
I think. Wait, it looks so good.
No, get a big scoop in there.
But okay, I'm not a jalapeno fan.
Oh, no, I won't be asked. Look, on a big scoop like this, look, like that. That's a good scoop right there.
Okay, cheers.
All right, ready? Cheers. Pretty good. Pretty good. I could have put more salt. Could have put more salt, but it's good though.
I really like it.
Very good. Aficionados mexicanos, quería darles las gracias por apoyarnos siempre, no solo a mí, pero también al equipo. Es un orgullo para mí representar a nuestro país y espero verlos pronto y les mando un saludo y un fuerte abrazo.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. We hope you're enjoying your match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio. Let's take a look at some of the headlines in the championship. Last year's Golden Boot winner has awakened. Peter Wilson of the Oakland Roots went goalless for his first 5 matches in league play, then erupted for a hat trick in the Roots' 4-2 win over Las Vegas Lights. That's the first Oakland hat trick since the Roots joined the championship. In round 1 of the Prinks Tires USL Cup, Charleston Battery got an added time game-winning goal from Graham Smith. The 2-1 victory extended an incredible streak of 13 unbeaten matches against Loudoun United. The Battery's last defeat against Loudoun happened in October of 2019. Congratulations to Rhode Island FC's J.J. Williams. He scored his 50th career goal in the championship in Week 8. Williams becomes the 13th player to hit the 50-goal, 25-assist milestone in championship history, and he did it in less than 170 matches played. Upcoming USL national broadcast May 13th, AC Boise and FC Naples in League One. Back to USL Cup play on the 16th with Richmond Kickers in Charleston, and Rhode Island hosts Brooklyn on the 23rd. All 3 matches are on CBS Sports Network. Those are the USL headlines. We're getting closer to the second half. Let's get you back to your match.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Goes for goal. It is a buzzsaw from Boise. Back post crashing in. Max Glasser delivers for Naples.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Those folks are happy. Plenty of reason to be. Home side, Charleston Battery up 3 goals on Sporting JAX. As for the happenings around the division and what is to come, this is the upcoming schedule in the league. A lot to sink the teeth into, specifically, Kent, in the Western Conference.
Yeah, you look at Sacramento and Orange County. That's going to be 10 o'clock Eastern time tonight. That's a delicious one. And then tomorrow, of course, as well.
Absolutely. As for our game, there is still a second half to play. Can Sporting JAX mount any kind of a resurgence? We find out on the other end of a break. Folks, don't go anywhere.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
This isn't just something you wear. It's somewhere you belong. Built for the bold, the competitors. It's for travelers who found a home. For locals who never left. For culture and community, shared and celebrated. All stitched into one city. Because this one isn't just about the game. It's about the people who play it and our community that lives it. It's for the stubborn, the spirited, the city that shows up. Made for everyone. Made for us.
Highlights from the first frame, a chock-full picture for Charleston Battery as they got up and underway early with Ken Levica. I'm Peyton Gallagher. Ken, this is what we saw be the red card that set the temperature for the rest of the game.
Yeah, Tyshawn Rose does not see until it was too late. Malik Foster run right by him, fully panicked, and the tug from behind and the hook with that left arm, and that's an easy straight red. And then that opened the floodgates for Charleston Battery. You see Foster, and look at this piece of footwork from Husu. Oh my goodness, just splaying the defender to the turf, and the ball is on the money to Colton Swan, and then it goes precision. This is as beautiful as it comes. Perry, Kelly, Foster, wonderful, but Charleston Battery was not done. Look at the close quarters, and Palma puts it off the post into the goal. 3-0 domination.
Both highlights and stats are brought to you by Truly. And as you see the full accounting of things, Charleston have been dominant. 58% of the ball at this point in the game, and they've been running things on the front foot from the outset.
Yeah, they really have. They've been in complete command. They've had the keys the entire time. And here we go for a second 45. And if you're Sporting JAX, you're just trying to find some semblance of positives down a man.
Match in the USL Championship. In the early goings of this 2026 season, tonight's contest is presented by MUSC Health, and it has been a healthy lead grown by the home side, Charleston Battery. Under duress in the face of mounting pressure there was the goalkeeper, Christian Oliveras. Does alleviate the tension by clearing the lines. A bit lackadaisical out of the dressing room for Sporting JAX.
Well, there's an answer to a question that we had at halftime. How is Charleston Battery going to come out of the dressing room with a commanding 3-0 lead? And we found our answer. It is aggressive.
Surface was a big point of contention in the first half. It has been raining all week in this area of South Carolina, and that's coming off the second driest April since 1972. Surface dictating a lot of the play, but maybe the only thing that's been greater than that has been the individual quality of Charleston Battery. 3 great goals, all scored in very different ways.
Well, they had to cancel the Charleston Air Show later today because of the rain and poor conditions. They were supposed to fly over the bay, and they had to send that to the showers, but this has been high flying enough in Charleston tonight with this 3 goals in the opening half.
You know, it's got to be something significant to keep the Blue Angels in the hangar.
I know. That's what I was saying.
wobbling towards the end line. A stabbing tackle put in. Doesn't look like the defender got it right, Graham Smith, but regardless of that fact, it's going to be summoned back for an initial foul after advantage expired.
Yeah, there were 2 fouls in one here. And if I'm Sporting JAX, I probably want the free kick in that area with the replay we just saw than 35 yards out where it's going to be given.
Does look like Sean Suber has come in off the bench out of halftime, as well as Douglas Martinez for Charleston Battery. Sean Suber, the all-league performer a year ago for Pittsburgh Riverhounds. That was the marquee addition in the offseason for the Battery. Ball in. Coasting all the way out of play, and a foul precedes any commotion in the area. Looks like they're going to get Rossiter.
Ryan Edwards is going to get a talking to here, I believe. He had some strong words for John Matto, our referee. Frustration starting to boil over a bit, and understandably so for Sporting JAX. It has been a rough Saturday evening, to say the least.
It may go down like medicine for Sporting JAX fans, but the truism is that these moments are useful for a young team. It won't feel very good in the moment, but Sporting JAX can get a better understanding of the exact degree of focus required. Come on the road against one of the titans of the tier. Foster flushing wide. Douglas Martinez cut out. It was shaping up to be a dangerous ball, but it is still a corner.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Sporting JAX fans don't want to hear it, but that's the reality. And it needs to be accepted. This is just a circumstance that isn't right now quite within anybody's control. And you certainly have to weather this, no pun intended, based on what we've experienced tonight.
Another ball in from Nathan Messer, glanced on and hooked away. Not getting any easier for Sporting JAX in the near future, away to Indy 11, who have been one of the most lump and bump, rough and tumble teams in the division this year. Then away at FC Naples in the Prince Tires USL Cup, which will not be an easy out either, for a couple home dates with San Antonio and Brooklyn. Sean Suber. A pivot of the point of play and out to the wide side for Messer. Does look like Charleston are remaining in a back four shape. They've experimented, kind of toggled between the 3 and the 4 throughout the course of the year. Ben Bierman was excited to get the 4 back on the field for this one after a couple games with 3 center backs.
And Ben Bierman explained that when he goes back 4, he thinks that his attack feels more comfortable in how they progress up the pitch, and the wings just feel as if they're in a better spot to make a play. But if Charleston feels like they can be hit on the counter, that's where the 3-man back comes into play.
Certainly has released Nathan Messer into the attack quite prevalently today as he finds himself up amongst it again.
I promise I'm not trying to infantilize Sporting JAX. I'm not. But they only had 5 touches in the box in the opening 45 minutes. And if you're looking for small victories, you need to find a way to at least double that in this second half. Attempt to. There's no reason why you can't get 10, 11, 12 touches in the box in the second half.
Malik Foster flashing into the box, goes tumbling into the side netting. Heads up by him to understand there's no offside on a throw-in. Get going quickly towards target, and he's won a corner.
Malik Foster has had his way with the full back line and the reduced back line due to red here tonight. Look at him take off, and then Antonio Gomez doesn't stand a chance. By the time he gets there, Malik Foster's 3 steps ahead of him.
Great tackle from Ryan Edwards to quell the advance. He's got his work cut out for him again. An in-swinging corner all the way angled toward the back post. Never want a goalkeeper to have the ball sink below his chin when he collects, but job done by Christian Oliveras.
I'm trying to decide if Nathan Messer is trying to go for the Olympico. That's the 3rd time that he has put a corner on target tonight. And they all look as if, at least 2 of them, they were struck to test the keeper.
They have led the division, as said previous, in corner kick goals, and if you can put it underneath the bar consistently, you can have a good chance to score a lot of goals, as it's a cheap foul to give away from Charleston. Maybe a glitch in focus there.
And now here's a chance for a touch in the box. Here's a chance for a shot on target. Now, a little bit like Douglas Martinez is saying to himself, what do you want me to do? I'm just standing here.
Heads up from Ahmad Al-Kak to make that contact as big as it could feasibly be. And it's opened up a window for Harvey Neville, who guides in. It's a corner to come. Inroads for Sporting JAX. Harvey Neville will make the long journey over to the corner flag. Like for this set piece. Only had 3 career assists in the USL Championship entering this year, already 2 on the season. Outswinger on the way. It's a teasing ball, twirling all the way across the goal mouth and harmlessly out for a goal kick, but that's better for Sporting JAX.
It sure is. That was well delivered. And even the head on the ball, that was directed well. And so this is the type of, I mean, for all intents and purposes, unless something stunning happens, this is a lost night here for Sporting JAX. But if you can play this final 45 competitively, makes you feel like you can build off something, but look out on the counter.
Miguel Berry stretching those long legs and got caught in 2 minds in the final action. Couldn't release that ball wide, but still on for Charleston. Messer gets stuck in and nearly takes it away, but maintained by Dita Armstrong. Maybe switch those studs out at halftime.
Certainly looks a lot more confidently footed. Antonio Gomez did a wonderful job of stepping up on Miguel Berry. Miguel Berry's not a small guy. He can freight train it down the field on the counter, and Antonio Gomez, not scared, stepped up, ended that opportunity.
Miguel Berry at the controls again. 6'3" forward, but maybe more endowed with that Trans Am transmission. Just glides up in the 5th gear. You don't really get a good understanding watching him for exactly how much size he offers as a number 9.
He is a large, large man. With Miguel Berry, as Izzy Sullivan said in the pregame, he is up near 3.0 in expected goals. Now, some people take expected goals a lot more seriously than others. It's sort of like the does possession really matter? But if you're into that sort of thing, I mean, that's an excessive amount of expected goals for someone who just found the score sheet last time out in the Prinks Tires USL Cup. So Miguel Berry has been in spots to score. I guarantee you he does not care one iota about expected goals. He just wants to score, but he keeps plugging along, and he's so active.
Might get another crack here. Served in from Miguel Berry, who whips it wide. Case and points.
Yeah. Well, you were able to see into the future. You Nostradamus'd that. And that's a wonderful ball. And at the last moment, it's Ryan Edwards the veteran, who's at least in the periphery of Miguel Berry, and that is why that shot was wide. If Edwards isn't there, Berry plants that.
Again, he does everything right. Slightly holds the run. Perfect patience and timing. And the finish just misapplied.
I'm sure that Miguel Berry is telling himself right now, what is it going to take for me to find a way to consistently score? I'm doing all the right things. I'm in all the right places. But he broke the seal last week. And as any good goal scorer knows, and anybody who follows the sport, once a really good attacker, really good striker puts 2 or 3 in, they're really hard to stop. He certainly has the ability to be, in my mind, a top 5, 6, 7 goal scorer in this league.
Absolutely. Here's a look back at the yellow card infraction from, it looks like, Douglas Martinez.
Yeah, he got his boot up.
So he goes in the book, replacing Husu Landry at right back. Wise from Ben Pierman to pull Landry off, sitting on the booking, not giving JAX that chance to get back to level management. Same kind of numerical equation in the field of play as that trickles harmlessly wide of goal. The Battery's brand new 2026 home and away kits are on sale now at Battery Team Store, courtesy of Hummel, the club's official jersey provider. Check out the full line of new Battery gear, including customizable 2026 kits, by visiting shop.charlestonbattery.com, by visiting the team store here at Patriots Point on match days. Not making mention of that very sharp Holy City strip. Red and white stripes. Always slick with the color. Malik Foster.
Malik Foster is the man of the match through an hour.
Surely.
I had a feeling you'd agree with that because I think it's pretty indisputable. And we haven't even seen or heard from him in the last 6, 7 minutes or so. But just his activity and how the ball is stuck to his foot. He's such a pest. We talked about his opportunity due to injuries, how he can become a bedrock of the starting 11. And after tonight, Ben Pierman's going to be feeling really comfortable about the prospect of Malik Foster coming up that wing.
Quiet night for Jacob Evans. It comes to a close at the hour mark. Zeke Soto's going to come on, former Battery man himself. Opportunity against the club that deemed he was surplus to requirements at the end of last year. Sent him on loan to USL League One. Got an extended run of games, Zeke Soto did, with Greenville Triumph. He'll get half an hour to make a difference against his former club.
Yeah, frustrating night for Jacob Evans. Really was never able to impose his will on anything that Sporting JAX was attempting to do.
Winnable ball at the edge of the box. It's a nasty collision. Graham Smith involved, and the referee's going to let it go. Now bring it back for a potential head injury.
Yeah, that was... I don't think that there was anything sinister about that. I think it's two players that are trying to win the ball, and Jääskeläinen took the worst of that. He went somersaulting over the defender. Now this is a 50-50 ball. There is nothing with Graham Smith that suggests that there was purposeful contact. The elbow came up though as he's leaping for the ball, and it caught Jääskeläinen near the ear. But more often than not, in that position of the pitch, the referee is in all likelihood going to swallow the whistle. If that happened in the midfield, maybe it's a little bit different. But it's harsh to make that type of call there in that area.
Well, beyond that, with where the ball was and the lack of defenders behind Graham Smith, if a call is to come against Charleston there, it has to be a red card for Dogsell.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But that was nowhere near the infraction that we saw from Tyshawn Rose all the way back in the opening quarter hour of this match that had him sent off, the left back for Sporting JAX.
Jääskeläinen right back into the thing. Team's leader in duels, and you get the sense that he is the kind of sharp instrument at the front for Sporting JAX that ultimately will lead this line effectively. They've just not worked out that algebraic equation just yet. Oh, it's a pretty passage of play unfolding. Jeremy Kelly for Charleston Battery. Ikaza in the sidecar. Swashbuckling up amongst the mid-park, turned around for a moment. Now Kelly once more involved in field, and Malik Foster. Foster a goal and an assist already in the game. Disguised pass lobbed in behind for Kelly. The flag remained down, and it will be another Nathan Messer corner.
Neville with good urgency to truck forward and not allow Kelly, who has had some laser-guided distributions here tonight, to send another one into a dangerous spot.
And we've seen Nathan Messer near the Olympico now twice. Dialing in the range. With bad intention from the corner flag. In swinger. It's well angled again. And for the 5th time this year, Charleston Battery score on a corner. It's a brace for the teenager Colton Swan. More like the grace of a dove. 4-0 Battery.
Colton Swan taking an absolute dime from Nathan Messer. Messer affecting the attack from set pieces. That is right on Colton Swan. And there is nobody in white on Colton Swan. Edwards got shielded off of his defense. It was well designed, and Swan, 18 years old, this week in the Post and Courier, the local paper here in Charleston, a feature written where Ben Pierman, he demanded more selfishness from Colton Swan, was jonesing for it, pining for it. And while Colton Swan hasn't said, give me that ball tonight, he has made himself selfish by putting himself into areas where teammates can pick him out. And sometimes selfishness is, I'm gonna place myself here and I'm gonna demand you find me because I know I'm in the right place. And that's what has happened with both of his tallies this evening.
Testing ball in behind will hit the gloves of Zamudio. 2 goals for him on 3 shots, Colton Swan. Now 3 on the year for him in the league. Already his 2nd brace of the season, though, in all competitions. Had one in the first round of the U.S. Open Cup. Charleston Battery, you have experience with bringing along young players and platforming them center stage. Thinking Fidel Barajas here, maybe unearthing another gem in real time.
That certainly looks like it. The geology continues.
Also, Nathan Messer, his last act in the game, will be that provision, the assist, as Langston Blackstock will replace him. Charleston Battery feeling familiar on this Saturday in the USL Championship. 65th minute, 4 goals ahead.
They've just been all class. And they were class early, and they've continued to display an ooze class here tonight.
Foul called. Battery matches are the perfect place to make lifelong memories with your friends and family. Your group of 10 or more can enjoy discounted tickets, exclusive on-field experiences, and private hospitality areas to catch the match. Visit charlestonbattery.com to learn more and plan a memorable night at Patriots Point. Hurled in by Kelly, it just keeps traveling out of play.
Well, what a night for Nathan Messer, who has departed and given way to Wilmer Cabrera. But we posited all night, is he going for goal off those corners? Is he attempting the Olympico? Now, plenty of times it looks like an attempt, and it was just a well-struck ball that swings in towards goal, and you're trying to give a couple of heads an opportunity there. It certainly looked like at least two of them. He was going for the Olympico, but the one we can surely say was not him going for it ends up being placed perfectly onto the crown of the forehead of Colton Swan. What a masterful corner delivery performance for Nathan Messer tonight.
On the wide side, it's Sporting JAX looking for a degree of lick back. And not having any of it. The Battery collapsing to the ball and smothering any attacking effort from their opposition. I do want to return to the earlier point you were making about Nathan Messer. Just the double-edged blade provided by that kind of corner delivery. When you are putting the goalkeeper back in the net, he has to think about coming to collect the ball, and that renders the opportunity for Swan to get a free header inside the 6.
Well, all the way back about 60 minutes ago in this match, you remember that his first corner, or his second corner rather, he had back-to-back, it put Oliveras back in his goal, and if a foul wasn't called in the box, that is a goal. It is an Olympico. Because that ball was clearly over the goal line.
Foul called on Zeke Soto. Those two would have come to grips several times down the last couple of years in training. Emilio Icaza winning the whistle. Emilio Icaza, this is the most useless piece of information you'll hear tonight, has won 5% of the fouls in Charleston Battery history. He wins a lot of fouls.
You know what? You might say that's useless. I love that. And in fact, I'm going to use that and impress my family and friends this coming week with that. Well done.
If that's the kind of thing your family and friends are being impressed by.
Well, I tell you what, we're a pretty boring family.
Big USL people over
That's
here.
right. A little bit goes a long way with the Levica family.
Ball in. Nodded off course. By the way, Icaza, just for an extra degree of relevance, leads the team in fouls drawn this year with 13. Driving ahead, Ahmad El-Kak. That's a keenly played ball wide and a faulty first touch. Story of the night for Sporting JAX.
There's not a lot of quality.
Martinez will carry it away. And it will hop out on the wrong side of the flag for a throw.
Well, the way Charleston has completely suffocated anything that Sporting JAX may be able to materialize on the attack, that's why you're seeing these misplayed balls. It's why every touch is heavy or completely whiffed on, because there hasn't been anything there to build off of. And then you start to get antsy as the ball approaches you because you have a little sliver of daylight and things go south.
Legs a little bit heavier after chasing the whole game too. Yep. Just a compounding effect after the red card. Some danger of foot now though. Shot flashed in and first a foul is called. Well, this will be good for Luis Zamudio. Only one clean sheet for him in the last 7 starts, 2 in the last 11 dating back to last year, but well on his way now, only 20 minutes shy of that objective.
Well, the Cinco de Mayo guacamole that Luis Zamudio made with Izzy Sullivan at the break, that's the busiest he's been in the last 72 hours. He hasn't had to do much tonight.
Not been the case for his opposite number, Christian Oliveras, a little bit nervous there.
Neville's put in good work. Want to point out that in a night to forget for Sporting JAX, I think that Ryan Edwards and Harvey Neville have been able to paint themselves in some glory here. And Neville's been painted in some mud and some of the white chalk on the pitch as well.
Juan Kuzain will come on for a cameo appearance in these final 20 minutes. It's a good point, though. Harvey Neville has been one of the tentpole players in this team for Sporting JAX, one of the only guys that brings extensive USL championship experience into this team, and a player that's looking for a home, has bounced around the American soccer pyramid, maybe finding it here in Florida.
I think you can certainly work with him. Him and Edwards on the right side defensively. There is something there. And the defense over the last 4 matches has been really good. I think that this is going to end up being an outlier, and you've caught Charleston Battery on a rough night, coming off of a win in the USL Cup, feeling good about themselves. But for Sporting JAX, it's not all miserable, because again, you look at Neville, you look at Edwards, and you can confidently say this is an anomaly. This is not going to be the norm. I'd be more concerned with the attack.
Coming up on 5 consecutive games without a goal now.
That weighs on a team.
Yes, it does. Swerving ball in. That was a decent delivery from Harvey Neville. Miguel Berry. And maintained by Wilmer Cabrera. Icaza running the show in the mid part. Icaza has been one of the unsung heroes for Charleston, not only this year, but every step of the way with Ben Pierman. Always feels like when he's got his best game, Charleston are almost an impossible out. A biteless ball from Cabrera there. Big shoes to fill as that metronome in midfield this year, with Aaron Malloy exiting the project for Lexington. 6-figure transfer fee. Alcock runs into a roadblock. Palm off, providing the obstacle, and Charleston start to churn toward the attacking end again.
I know that from a USL Championship fan perspective, you look at the scoreline, you'll say, oh, of course Charleston laid the wood on Sporting JAX. Of course that happened, and the flag is up and it's offside as Swan was looking for a hat trick. But don't think that other sides in the league that are used to Charleston Battery being a perennial favorite and Ben Pierman being one of the finest managers in the league, they don't look at this one tonight and say, uh-oh, maybe Charleston's finding itself a little bit.
Well, it will be away at Richmond Kickers in the Prince Tires USL Cup up next for them on Saturday, May 16th. And then it will be away at New Mexico United before they see Detroit City, and then an away date at Tampa. Jeremy Kelly will go in the garage and open up a spot for Jack Wayne, another teenager that's hoping to turn the tide for Charleston. A lot of that reserve unit is a bit of a youth movement for Charleston this year. Wayne, a prime example. Experience for him at the academy level with Atlanta United, Barca Residency Academy out in Casa Grande, Arizona, Philadelphia Union. Hard to find a better developmental CV than that. Away with it at the hand of Sean Suber. Winning the duels, at least for a moment, Sporting JAX. Here goes Jack Wayne. Jabbing ahead and just failed on the final ball.
How about that for showing up, catching some eyeballs right off the touchline. Barry just continuing to do Barry things with delicate touch all over the place. And Wayne, that cut to his left was pretty gnarly.
You have to have something to get an opportunity with this Battery program. Miguel Berry led astray in that final lazing in.
If Barry holds up his dribble a split second, I think he's able to play through Wayne. Wayne was racing up that right flank. If Barry stayed patient just 1 second or so, Wayne might have been able to find a slotted goal.
Trotting along on the far side. Fizzing in for Miguel Berry, who twists wide. Wayne settling, sorts it out, sifting up to the top of the box, laid off. Ikaza has a blow. Popped away by the block.
Good for Jack Wayne making the right play. He could have easily bad angled it.
Threading through. Misdirected on that reflective touch from Colton Swan. Still sitting on that hat trick in the 78th minute.
This is a good chance, rare time in USL Championship competition that both managers are able to take an extended look at youth and academy players and evaluate.
Charleston Battery are right back here at Patriots Point on Wednesday, May 30th, as they face off against Detroit City FC. Kickoff for that match is at 6:30 p.m. and tickets are on sale now. Get yours before they are gone at SeatGeek.com/Charleston Battery tickets. Ball starting to roll for the Battery. This would be consecutive victories in all competitions and staving off what would be a bit of a black mark of a winless streak. We led the broadcast by saying Battery had failed to get all 3 points here today. It would be the second longest such streak since Ben Pierman took over. That being in championship play specifically. Free space at the top of the area. Cabrera creams one onto the bar. Another exquisite expression of tight area work from the attackers of the Battery.
My goodness. What a turn. He's able to put it through Armstrong and gave that a rip. And that had some finesse on it. That was really pretty.
He's not scored since the opener against Pittsburgh. That was the goal of the week. Nearly scored another banger. Still showing their teeth are the Battery. Ikaza with an outswinger. Low and driven at the near stick. Lurched away. It will be a throw-in. Who to?
I also don't want to take away from Oliveras, though, who was able to get fingertips on that ball. On that really strong shot from Wilmer Cabrera.
He has led the league in saves entering today. And more than a handful to add to the catalog so far. Fortunately for him, it's been far from enough. A moonshotting delivery into the area. Sporting JAX just trying to string something together in these final 10 minutes. Dita Armstrong with runway. Confiscated. And Charleston in no rush to charge forward. Now Wayne. Miguel Berry digs it out. Striding wide, Douglas Martinez shifting in for Berry. Eludes him, still there for Swan. Never got more than a sniff. Askelainen pretty clever there to sense the contact at his back and just go down, no other option.
Ben Pierman this week said explicitly, we're just inconsistent. We're inconsistent. It's why we've got 7 points from Pittsburgh, the champs. It's why we've got 7 points from Louisville. It's why Tampa Bay is part of that. But why we were routed by Rhode Island and Brooklyn, we're inconsistent. Charleston's continuing to chase this match because this is the best way, sustained aggression, sustained attack, to get consistent. Charleston may come in tied for 4th in the league, but this has not been the Charleston Battery standard under Ben Pierman. So this is where you really rip the Band-Aid off.
It has been tip to tail. They are up over 500 passes for the game. They've controlled 75% of the ball. Making use of it now, Miguel Berry with a well-weighted ball into the channel. Cabrera. Attention towards the target, and options all about. A little bit selfish there. Off the block, and it comes back to Charleston. Selfish in a positive way, I should say.
Yes. Ben Pierman does not mind selfish.
Pointing out for a goal kick.
And March 28th is the last time Sporting JAX scored a goal in that 3-2 loss to Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And here's the concern. It's not as if Sporting JAX is missing glorious opportunities. It's that Sporting JAX really isn't generating anything in the attack to start anything in the attack. And how do you do that? And that's where Liam Fox is going to have to really go to the laboratory and figure out who can give me the best chance of at least getting the ball into the attacking third and keeping, for even the smallest amount of time, the ball in the attacking third. Forget individual greatness for a second, or the ability to go 1v1. Who's going to get me up the flank and within 30 yards? Because that's not happening.
And to maybe really twist the knife for the point you just made. Right now at this point, heading into today, Sporting JAX were second lowest in the division. Box touches per 90 at 14. Today's performance will not help that fact. Luke Graniter will be injected this mop-up duty. Tito Armstrong, his day comes to a close. Graniter not in the 18 last game, not played since a 14-minute substitute appearance in the opener. He'll get a bit of an extended run out. And his first act will be to receive a yellow card for crossing the white line without official permission from the fourth official.
Well, that's one way to get your name in the match center box score right away, right off the jump.
That is a statement of fact.
That is not to be disputed.
Florida native from Vero Beach. Graniter grew up about 3 hours from Jacksonville. Went to Montverde Academy and then moonlit in the Orlando City setup. Even got some MLS Next Pro run in Orlando City Bees team. At this point, every spot's up for grabs for Sporting JAX and every minute counts.
I think that is spot on. You're exactly right. At least in the attack. I think Ryan Edwards, Harvey Neville, they're pretty set in the back. Even Antonio Gomez, I think he's part of that spine back there. But yeah, I can't argue with at least the majority of those attacking midfielders and forwards.
Miguel Berry is blurring by. He's chopped down. It was Gomez coming over in cover. He'll escape without any serious retribution from the referee.
You don't want anybody hurt, but I absolutely love that from Antonio Gomez. That's the second time that he's been challenged by Berry in two different ways. One was a straight-on run. This, Berry's trying to outrun him with that chugging speed, and both times Antonio Gomez not afraid to take him on. And did it earn him a booking? Yes. But does that send a message? I think so, yes.
For a 19-year-old not capitulating under serious consternation throughout the course of this game, and understood the sequence of that moment, knowing that Miguel Berry is one of those runners that gains speed with every stride, had to get it in there. Regardless of result, it denies the scoring opportunity.
And was it a hard foul? Sure. Was it a dirty foul? Absolutely not.
Well said.
And which is why Miguel Berry didn't react. at all. He knows. He's been there, done that. He's hoisted trophies. He knows when something's dirty and when you just pat somebody on the backside and say, well done.
Ikaza, a flick. Douglas Martinez, acrobatic. Gymnastic even. And he's still up and about. The flick on and funneled forward. A fascinating first touch from Swan. And swept wide. Flying in formation, Charleston Battery. Cabrera! And it's glanced wide by the goalkeeper, Christian Oliveras.
I don't know what Wilmer Cabrera has to do to finally find a goal. He has been sensational the last half hour. It leaks through Oliveras. He got enough of it to where it spun wide. Colton Swan now in the build-up as opposed to scoring.
Searching for him again there from the corner. Palmov pushing wide. Ikaza into the final flames of this contest. Wire to wire from Charleston Battery. They were 3 goals ahead at halftime. Roadside have not laid a glove on them in the second half. Professional performance.
81 final third entries for Charleston Battery tonight. That is prolific.
Non-stop, right from the opening bell.
It's just relentless.
Even the red card's a byproduct of the directness that Battery had brought to the game. Getting that ball in behind Malik Foster and forcing Tyshawn Rose into an impossible decision to make. Can't beat all that much in the accounting for stoppage time. Staggering ahead, it is Wayne. Left it behind Miguel Berry. About the only foot put wrong in this game was Ben Pierman trying to take that down. Been quite the tech check. That ball was hit in hard.
That's right, we won't remind him of it. With all the rain, turned out to be a pretty nice evening here in Charleston.
Stayed dry enough. Don't think we saw a single raindrop over the course of the night.
No.
Into 2 minutes of stoppage time presented by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. Shifting along towards Miguel Berry, who hasn't given up the fight at the end line. It stays on, and Berry does sort it out. Laid off. Ikaza couldn't latch on, but still there. Falco.
When Miguel Berry is with his team up 4-0 with 60 seconds left to go in the match, fighting like his life depended on it for a ball that is spinning the end line and fighting a defender for that ball, doesn't that send a message and set the bar for everybody else? He might not be scoring, but he is so important to what Charleston is doing right now. And certainly what they'll do later in the season, but right now as they try and find themselves.
And not only that, This is a guy who is playing in MLS, who has the higher level pedigree. Scored 8 goals for Columbus Crew not too long ago. As tensions start to flare a bit here at the end.
Yeah, Douglas Martinez got ripped to the ground. Is that Jääskeläinen who's gonna, yep, it is. Jääskeläinen in the book.
Only thing that does is acquires the 3rd yellow card of the season for him. Accumulation will matter down the road, but not right now. And at this point, the referee doesn't have much reason to take it much further. Dispense this yellow card and bring it to its conclusion. And the conclusion is Charleston Battery were immense on the night. 4-0. They take the sword to Sporting JAX. Ken Lewicka, how do you see things at the final bell?
I think that it's fairly obvious what both of us saw and those who are watching saw. This was one-sided, it was lopsided. Charleston Battery came in a motivated bunch, and they took care of business. That's the best way to put it.
And tonight's Fix It 24/7 man of the match is none other than Emilio Icaza. One of several key contributors as you see Colton Swan knock it home. Might be the more appropriate choice there on the day. His brace helped power Charleston Battery to the result. And the play of the match on the day could be nothing else but this stunning sequence from the Battery.
The goal was nice, but Husu, oh, that is absolute filth. And then the delivery, and there's Colton Swan, one of 2 goals tonight for the teenager, and that was a harbinger of things to come.
That is presented by No Days Off, and as Charleston were on the charge all the way. The save of the match comes here for Luis Zamudio, who does get the clean sheet. Kept it out there. That's presented by Brown & Brown Insurance.
Sometimes those fastballs straight on are a little bit difficult. Got the 2 fists up, the punch, and that's the save of the match.
We will pick through the bones when we return. But it is comprehensive to Charleston Battery, who got exactly what they needed, winning this one on their home patch by a final score of 4-0. We break it down when we return.
We've always been heads up about money, but sometimes life throws you a curve, like juggling college for our son and what it might take to help my dad if he needs it. He's always been there for us. Our region's Greenprint plan helped us feel more prepared for whatever comes next. And Mike went the extra mile for us with great advice. We feel like we've got this.
Extra confidence from Greenprint. Extra know-how from our people. Extra is our ordinary at Regions.
When you scan the Spinks app and buy this, and this, you save big at the pump on that. Plus, save an additional 10 cents off per gallon when you use Extras Pay in the Spinks app.
People who love delicious fresh fried chicken know the restaurant with the crispiest, juiciest out there isn't a typical restaurant at all. Taste the hand-breaded southern fried surprise for yourself.
Spinks, making life easier.
Keep your ground in top form with the Steen team. Steen Enterprises and Kubota Tractors. Master your domain.
I'm Adam Steen. We appreciate your business. Come see the helpful experts at Steen Enterprises.
And as the bell tolls, it tolls for the Battery. Post-game coverage is presented by Pepper Law Firm. With Ken Lewicka, I'm Peyton Gallagher, and this was what Charleston Battery did to Sporting JAX in this first ever USL Championship regular season tie between the teams. Sporting JAX will not be forgetting this anytime soon, Ken, and it was right from the off that Charleston took the ascendancy.
Yeah, and this is where the match was basically lost for Sporting JAX. Charleston Battery had started to lean the pitch toward the goal, and then Tyshawn Rose allows Malik Foster to get behind him. Rose ends up hooking him. That is denying a goal-scoring opportunity. That's as clear-cut a straight red as you're going to find. And it didn't take Charleston Battery long to capitalize. 11 minutes later, Husu gets the ball on the wing, makes a nasty cut with his right foot, and even better delivery with his right foot. And Colton Swan with his head makes it 1-0. This is the best goal of the match right here. This was wonderful 1-2 play. Kelly making two outstanding plays in that build-up, and Foster with a well-deserved goal. And then Palmov, look at the accuracy off of the woodwork, and by Oliveras, it's 3-0. Then just past the hour mark, Messer, corner delivery. Swan with his second. Messer was deadly from the corner flag and got rewarded with an assist. Swan, he has his second goal, and that was certainly a rout tonight for Charleston.
Full-time highlights presented by Michelob Ultra. Full-time stats presented by Regions, and Charleston just dominant in every facet of play. Goals coming in every shape and form. Everything Ben Pierman could have asked his squad for here on the night.
Yeah, gonna feel good about that one. Back-to-back wins now, and Charleston Battery moves on. Sporting JAX, there's a lot of question marks to try and tend to.
Charleston on the up as they take things personally here in their home venue as we set sail from the Palmetto State. Folks, it's been quite an adventure here today as Charleston Battery take absolute control against Sporting JAX. For my partner, Ken Levicka, and our entire broadcast crew, folks, I've been Peyton Gallagher. We'll talk to you soon.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
Or they are above the playoff line.
Kelly in field. Malik Foster turning the screws. Some space out on the far flank. Lifted in, delivery.